He grabbed my badge like it was the last thing anchoring him to this world. His fingers were weak, trembling, but desperate. His eyes, they weren't confused like most of my hospice patients. They were searching, hunting. He read my last name, and then he broke. "I looked for you for 32 years, he whispered, his voice cracking into something raw. "Your mother told me you died." "In that car accident." The room went silent. Machines hummed. Oxygen hissed. But inside me, something ancient and buried snapped awake. I didn't correct him. Not yet. I just stood there, frozen in my white uniform, feeling my entire life tilt sideways. Because I had grown up believing he chose drugs over me, that he walked away, that he didn't want me. That was the story my mother told me when I was 2. And she never changed it. Not once. Not when I cried on birthdays. Not when I asked why other kids had fathers at school events. Not when I stopped asking altogether. She said he picked addiction over his daughter. So I buried him in my mind, and I built a life without him. I remember the version of her I used to trust. Soft voice, warm hands, the kind of mother who kissed scraped knees and braided my hair before school. She never sounded bitter, never angry, just certain. "He made his choice," she would say gently, like she was protecting me from something ugly. And I believed her, because children don't question the only version of truth they're given. But truth has a way of leaking through cracks. I started noticing things in my late 20s. Little inconsistencies. Old photo albums missing pages. Legal documents locked away. A box in her closet labeled insurance that she wouldn't let me open. At first I ignored it. People protect things for reasons. Then I found the letter. It wasn't even hidden well, just tucked inside a book she hadn't touched in years. My name was on the envelope. My real name, not the nickname she always used. I recognized the handwriting immediately, though I had never seen it before. It felt familiar. The letter was dated 31 years ago. "I've been trying to reach you." Your mother changed her number again. "I don't care about anything else. I just want to see my daughter. Please tell her I didn't leave. I'm clean now. I've been clean for months. I'm ready to be her father." My hands didn't shake. They went still, cold, because heartbreak is loud. But betrayal like this, it's silent, calculated. I didn't confront her that day, or the next. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I started planning. Because if she had rewritten my entire life once, I wasn't going to let her control the ending. The first step was quiet. I requested old public records, court filings, medical histories. It took time, months, but patterns emerged. There was no car accident, no death report. But there were multiple restraining order filings, all withdrawn, filed by her, against him, then dropped, again and again, each one coinciding with periods when he tried to contact us. She hadn't been protecting me. She had been erasing him. The second step was more deliberate. I tracked him. Hospice records made it easier than I expected. Terminal patients leave trails. He had been moved between facilities for years. Chronic illness. Complications from a past he had clearly fought to escape. And then I found him. In my care, of all places. Life has a cruel sense of symmetry. I didn't reveal myself immediately. I observed. Listened. He talked in fragments sometimes. About a daughter he never stopped searching for. About letters returned unopened. About showing up to a house that no longer existed. There was no bitterness in his voice. Just grief. And that's when I knew. He hadn't abandoned me. He had been shut out. The third step was the hardest. I went back to her. Not as a daughter. As someone who already knew the truth. I sat across from her at the same kitchen table where she used to pack my school lunches. I placed the letter in front of her. Watched her face change. It wasn't guilt. It was irritation. Like I had inconvenienced her. "You don't understand," she said, her tone sharp now. "He was unstable. I did what I had to do. I didn't argue. I didn't raise my voice. I just slid the court records across the table. The timelines. The withdrawn filings. The pattern." Her silence stretched. And for the first time in my life, she had no script left to read from. "You lied," I said. 2 words. Calm. Final. The last step was the cleanest. I brought him the truth. Back to that hospital room. Back to the man who was running out of time. "I'm not dead," I told him quietly. His eyes searched mine. Confused. Hopeful. Terrified. I'm your daughter. He didn't speak. He just cried. Not loudly, not dramatically, just quietly, like someone who had finally reached the end of a very long road. She tried to reach me after that. Calls, messages, apologies that sounded rehearsed. I didn't respond. Because revenge doesn't always need noise. Sometimes it's removal. I didn't destroy her life. I didn't expose her publicly. I did something worse. I took back the truth, and I gave it to the man she tried to erase. He passed 3 weeks later. I was there, holding his hand. Not as a nurse, as his daughter. People think revenge is about pain, about making someone suffer. They're wrong. The real power is in clarity, in control, in deciding that the version of your life someone else wrote doesn't get to be the final draft. She took 32 years from me, but in the end, I took something back she could never reclaim. The narrative, and without it, she has nothing left to hide behind.